So when I look back on my fragrance journey, all the fragrances that I've collected, there's probably 30 or maybe 35 fragrances total that I smelled right off the bat and I was like, yeah, that is love at first sniff. I absolutely love that fragrance. And then out of that 30 to 35 fragrances, there's only a handful of those that a lot of people would consider more unique, some personal enjoyment, some not everyday scents, but the more unique style scents, the ones that you just don't smell every single day. And so out of those, I wanted to talk about 5 of my unique fragrances that for me were love at first sniff. So without further ado, let's get it. What's up, my model followers? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Randy, aka FragranceDoud. Thank you guys so much for joining me again. I always appreciate your assistance with the likes, the comments, all that good stuff. So if you could do it again, make sure that you do, as well as hit the bell if you want my videos sooner. So again, we're going to be talking about some fragrances that I find unique in their own right. Some a little bit less so than others, but they do something that you just don't smell every single day, at least if you were just not in the fragrance community. And so I wanted to talk about some of those that for me, personally, it was love at first whiff, first sniff, first smell, first whatever you want to call it. It was just, for me, I smelled it and I was just like, yep, I love it. I'm going to wear that. But we're going to talk about 5 of those today. I actually had 10 of them out. But I thought to myself, I was like, I don't have the collections like the bigger reviewers out there, like 1,000 fragrances where I can do top 10 lists all the time. I just don't have the amount of fragrances to do that. And if I did, I would be lying to you guys. So I'm keeping it down to 5 of my favorite fragrances. And I'm going to go as far in the order of as far as uniqueness here. I'm going to go with that. But the first one here, it's in comparison to a couple other fragrances out there, but to me this is the best of the bunch because of the fact that it has a note in it that the other ones don't have, and it really comes off really nice. This is Prada Lhomme Intense. So Prada Lhomme Intense, this is the bottle right here. It was rumored to be discontinued for a while. Now it's back. I don't know. So I'm just gonna stick with it's not discontinued because it's not. Prada Lhomme Intense. I got this for $45 last year on Nordstrom Rack's website. So lucky me, because it's like 150 bucks now. But this is an iris-based fragrance, which I usually don't like iris. Like Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privé, don't like it. Like Dior Homme Parfum, not a big fan. I like the Intense, which is this is compared to. So this is gonna be more of a sweet ambery iris, but the note in this that I absolutely enjoy and absolutely love, and it's the reason why I like this iris fragrance over all other iris fragrances, is because of the fact that it has this leather note in it. I usually don't love like heavy leathers, and this isn't super heavy. It's just the way that the amber and that rich sweetness comes in. You get a little bit of that spice and aromatics mixed together with that soft powdery iris. You mix together in that leather, and that leather just comes off really nice, like a nice warm leather. And I really enjoy this fragrance. It's sweet, sensual, but also can be worn casually or formally. This is more of a night out, fall and winter style scent, but I love it. You can pretty much wear it all fall and winter. Doesn't matter day or night. I mean, make your decision on that. I hate saying day or night because there's some fragrances you can tell that are night. Then there's other ones that it's like if it's during the cool weather, the nighttime is kind of like all day long. I mean, that's just my opinion on it. But Prada Lhomme Intense, it lasts 10 hours. But with that said, it can last a lot more on clothes. And during the cool weather, you're usually wearing clothes like this, long sleeves and stuff. So it'll probably be on your clothes for more than a day. But Prada Lhomme Intense, fantastic. Amber, leather, spice, aromatics, and then the iris over top of it with almost this like sweet almost like a semi-sweet chocolate. That's kind of what it comes off to me, but it mixes together. It's like that amber, and then it has a tonka bean in the dry down that almost gives off this like vanilla vibe, and the leather and the spices and the vanilla and the tonka all together, it just brings off a slight bit of like a semi-sweet warm chocolate to me. But Prada Lhomme Intense, Very nice, unique. Love it first sniff. If you guys went back and saw my video from last year when I got it from Nordstrom Rack, I was like, wow, this is going to be in my top list forever for fall and winter. Fantastic fragrance. Going into the next one. This one, I like the vanilla in it. The vanilla that's in this is just, it doesn't smell like vanilla in any other fragrance. But you can tell it's vanilla. It's just like a high quality vanilla. It's a different style of vanilla. I think it was called like Madagascar vanilla or something like that. I honestly don't remember. But this is Tom Ford's Noir Extreme. And I just realized I actually have 2 Tom Fords in this list. Tom Ford's Noir Extreme. It starts out more spicy and woody for the first like 5 to 8 minutes. And that's my least favorite part of the fragrance. Some people, it's their favorite, which is why they like the Parfum better. The Parfum takes that opening and just extends it for the whole fragrance and has an undertone of vanilla. While this one, after about 5 to 8 minutes, that warm spice, richness, and woods kind of goes by the wayside as you get more vanilla coming in to be like a 75% take of the fragrance mixed together with spices and woods. And that is pretty much what you get for the rest of the fragrance, along with a little bit of like a saffron-y kind of spice, a little bit of sweetness, but it's mixed together with the vanilla. And the vanilla in this is, it's not necessarily powdery, it's not necessarily creamy, it's kind of just a very nice, luxurious vanilla. I can't explain it. It's very hard for me to explain this. The vanilla in here is just very, it's semi-sweet, sensual, and it is just a very nice fragrance overall. If you haven't tried Tom Ford's Noir Extreme, then you're definitely missing out. You can get a small bottle of this for like $90 or something like that online, and it's definitely worth that price. It smells like a $300 fragrance, no joke. There's some fragrances out there that are $500 that smell like they're $40, and then there's some fragrances out there that are like $100 that smell like they're $500. But Tom Ford's Noir Extreme is just really good. I wouldn't pay $500 for it. Just an FYI. Going into the next one. This one is super unique to me because there's nothing else that smells exactly like this. This is going to be something that smells like a cereal. It is Montale's Chocolate Greedy. I also got this in last year. And Chocolate Greedy is the only Montale that I think I've ever tried. I think I smelled a couple decants that Hamzat sent to me. I think like Honey Oud. But this is the first one that I tried that I really enjoyed. Montale's Chocolate Greedy smells like Cocoa Puffs.
Cocoa for the great chocolatey taste of Cocoa Puffs.
I really don't want to go any further into what it smells like. As far as like, there's little pieces of this and this and this. No, it's like vanilla, tonka, and chocolate had a baby, and that baby was Cocoa Puffs. It smells like Cocoa Puffs if you mixed in a little bit of spice. Really, that's what the fragrance smells like. From the opening to the dry down, don't let anybody tell you different. It smells like Cocoa Puffs. Chocolate, vanilla, and tonka mixed together. The tonka gives a little bit of a powdery vibe. Cocoa Puffs are powdery. I mean, if you can break them in your hand. It's what it is. It's Cocoa Puffs in a bottle, and it lasts about 7 hours. It is fantastic. More on clothes, obviously. I'm not going to mention that again, but I smelled this last year, and I was just like, woo! I like gourmands, and I like chocolate. I don't like eating chocolate that much, but I like the smell of it. And this smells like fresh. It's almost like if you were at the Cocoa Puffs factory and it was just puffed. It smells so good. It's almost like a warm Cocoa Puff. It's so nice. Montale's Chocolate Greedy. If you like chocolate, if you like Cocoa Puffs, if you just like the smell of them, it's nice. I mean, I wouldn't wear it every day, but I'll wear it when I'm just trying to be playful, fun. You don't want to wear it to work or anything, but if you're like going out on the town or something and you just want to smell like a bakery, there you go. Speaking of smelling sweet, this one also came out last year. I was the first one to review it. Lucky me. But some people are hit or miss on it, but most people I've talked to that have actually tried it and they like the note of cherry, or Tom Ford's cherry, I should say. This is Tom Ford's Cherry Smoke. I really enjoy this fragrance. Saffron meets a darker cherry than Lost Cherry. It's a darker, more realistic cherry than what you get in that Lost Cherry, which is like a candied cherry almond. This is more of like a darker cherry, like you would get in something like Lhomme Ideal Eau de Parfum. It's like that, but mixed together with this sweet and spicy saffron, and then you also get this incense. So it's like a smoked dark cherry. And then you get, again, that sweet and spiciness underneath. It's a little bit rich, a little bit warm. And then as you get to the dry down, you get a little bit of creaminess and some woods that pop in. But for the most part, just like Lost Cherry, doesn't really change too much. It gets a little bit of sweetness as you get to the dry down, added in there, and some creaminess. It's pretty much the same with this, but this is like 1,000 times better than Lost Cherry. If you want more of a masculine take on Lost Cherry that is more realistic of a cherry, a darker cherry, and then has some spices and some more going on than just that freaking candy cherry note, this is gonna be the one. Cherry Smoke is phenomenal. I like cherry fragrances though, I always have, and this is the best of the bunch. I've tried a few, I can't say I tried like 50 cherry fragrances, probably tried about 8 to 10. This is my favorite. And just an FYI, I do like Lost Cherry. I think it smells synthetic as hell, but I like it. I mean, I probably wouldn't wear it myself, but Cherry Smoke I would, and I do. I like it. I'm almost done with the bottle actually, so I'm probably gonna need to get another one. And don't get electric cherry because that's like feminine. I know Jeremy Fragrance said on his channel the other day he couldn't smell the Cherry Smoke, but he smelled the electric cherry and he's like, ooh, that's actually really good. I'm like, it's very feminine. So for guys watching, if you want a cherry fragrance, this is gonna be the one. But anyway, going into the last one, this is so good and freak. It is discontinued, but you can still find it like 140. I saw it the other day, and I think that it's worth it for that price, especially because once the price gets higher, you'll be able to sell it for over 200. This is L'Eau Dissey Noir Ambre by Issey Miyake. It's almost like the bottle's so big it doesn't fit in the screen. But speaking of leather, this is dominated by the note of leather, but it's not as prominent and heavy and cloying as you might think, saying that it's dominated by leather, because when you first spray it on, it has a slight bit of an animalic tone mixed in, but it's for the most part, it's that, I hate that word. It does have that, but it's just, I hate that word because it's not bad in this fragrance. It's almost like a dark, spicy, sweet saffron mixed together. And there's saffron in a couple of these. I guess I really like saffron. There's saffron mixed together with a nice dark leather. And then you also have a little bit of this sweet vanilla undertone and some amber. This fragrance is a signature amber scent that I think that you can wear pretty much all year round. And then once you get to the warmer months, I would say this is more of a night out scent. And don't wear it like over 85 degrees, maybe 80. Don't wear it over 80 degrees if you live in like a hot place. Where I get night times are the highest are like 70, 75. But anyway, so first 5 minutes or so. So the transition from the opening in this, from that, it's more of a spicy, woody, leathery scent in the opening. After about 5 minutes, it starts to get into almost like a second fragrance where you start to get that leather starts to soften and go down as you start to get this vanilla and amber that come in that provide almost like a rich, warm, ambery scent where you would know it more like there's pieces of like Grand Soir, Virtus Vanilla Oud. If you mix like those two together with a nice leathery accord, that's pretty much what you have with this fragrance. It's very masculine. It's very nice. There is a sweetness to it, but that's still a masculine sweetness. It is very, very nice signature amber fragrance. And it is really, for me at least lately, I mean, I got this not even like 3-4 months ago. I had a decant before that it was sent to me by Eddie, but I had to buy it. But just in that period of time, I mean, I went through that much. Noir Ambre is one that you should try if you can. It's just that good. It's really fighting for the top spot of one of my favorite fragrances, no joke. I'm thinking about doing a video where I talk about my top 5 fragrances and if Most Wanted is still up there. It is, but it's not number 1 anymore. At least I don't think it is. But with that said, L'Eau Dissey Noir Ambre, those are 5 fragrances that for me were love at first sniffed. I remember when Eddie, one of my subscribers, sent me a decant of this. I sprayed it on and I said, oh shit. I looked it up like 2 seconds later. I couldn't find it. He told me it was on Fragrance Buy. It was the first time he saw it in a while, and it was discontinued. I found it for $63, $66, something like that. I bought it, and then like 10 days later, it was nowhere to be found ever again. So really happy. All of those were love at first sniff for me, and they're unique. Obviously, I could have put most wanted in here. I loved it at first sniff. YSL Le Parfum, love at first sniff. I could have a Spice Bomb Infrared. I could have put that. Hurrah, Leighton. I could have put anything that you would know me to love. But these are unique ones that I find to be unique in their own right. So let me know some unique fragrances that were love at first sniff, or just fragrances that were love at first sniff for you. And again, I'll be back with another video. Thank you guys so much. Peace out.